Welcome back, foolish mortals. We're going to get into a little bit of a book review, or at least a book first impressions. I went out of my way to support a independent author, illustrator, because they both have worked on this project. So I believe going over there, they're probably both getting proceeds from this. Haven't researched how interconnected everything is. Basically, Nightmare Soup. I went and bought a whole bunch of the books. I was able to get the audiobook for Nightmare Soup, the second helping, already sent to me, plus the PDFs for the first 3 Nightmare Soup books. My thing that I want to get into, though, is Jake Try and Andy Sitsko. Andy Sitsko's art is amazing. It truly reminds me of the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark series from the 90s. I grew up reading it despite not being alive in the 90s. So I really searched. I was like, what are book series that have this vibe? Maybe that's the thing, is I know that the more Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark book series is considered really, really dark for what it was. It was really, really scary for what it was. I saw that there were a bunch of authors supposedly inspired by these books that wanted to pay homage, they wanted to do something similar. I see Nightmare Soup and I'm looking at it. It's published by an independent author, everything else like that. I think it is gonna chill me to the bone. It did not. It did not. It chilled me in some ways. The way that you rubberneck when you see a 10-car pileup. I gotta keep reading, not for the reason you think. That's the thing, is these stories are entertaining. They have really good vocabulary. They do not have the cadence. They do not have Alvin Schwartz. What he did with his original books they were like campfire stories. The way that they were written was the way that you would tell them around a campfire. Because of this, there is so much left to the imagination, or more like suspense built. Words are left to air. There's pauses written into it, ways that you hiccup. Everything else like that to do the sounds, to really chill you to the bone, especially when you are telling it with all of the ambience of voice that is missing, even from the audiobook. What I was noticing is I am getting everyone's frickin' inner thoughts. I am getting too much dialogue. I am getting too much backstory. In all honesty, story 1, The Dancing Corpse. The corpse was a little gross. It was gross. How many times I paused during that first 13-minute story because I hated Tim. The fact that Tim lived, the fact that Jimmy saved Tim in the end, not good enough, because we've all known a Tim. All of these stories read like someone who is angry about what they have experienced. It's not reading like this is supernatural. What's terrifying in the Nightmare Soup book so far in the first 3 stories is this could happen. You've had fake friends. You've totally known terrible customers who you're pretty sure would resort to cannibalism and would eat you alive. Every first 3 stories, that's all too realistic. I'm reading them. They more read like a weird fact story. I'll be honest, I got more chilling information researching Homo and Tesser, watching videos about Homo and Tesser, then listening to this book of scary tales, aka Nightmare Soup, Volume 2, The Second Helping. I listened to the first story, I then read the second 2, because what's missing in the audiobook is the most beautiful part, which is the art. I say beautiful because it is honestly why I'm still going to enjoy these books. I felt like the art really does add something that no amount of ambiance tracking added. Jake Try's writing is very long It is a lot of words. It's a lot of descriptors. It's wordy. It's wordy for the format that I thought it was trying to go for. It's beautiful. It's eloquent. It says really interesting phrases. It's great for vocabulary. Does not chill you to the bone. It feels, in the word choice and everything else like that, maybe a little bit pretentious. It doesn't read with the same level of chill that I get from a Reddit true scary story, because it doesn't read at any point, how would I say it, a real person talking about it. Yet the stories are very much supposed to be personal accounts, yet they are written from, I think, a third person, also a not omniscient point of view. We have insights into people's heads and their mindsets. Like in the first story, we see Jimmy and Tim. Tim is terrible. Jimmy doesn't seem to, despite the fact that he's describing his friend Tim in this, we don't get an insight into Tim's actual head. We get insight into Jimmy's thoughts. We don't get access from Jimmy's thoughts from a first-person point of view. It's from an omniscient point of view, which is really weird. What I do know we get is descriptions of Tim as if Jimmy hates Tim. We get his talking about his morbid curiosity, not even put as morbid curiosity. It is, I think, a grotesque curiosity is how they put it. They talk about the way that he smirks. It's all very, very much like, you hate Tim. Like, you hate Tim. The thing is we've all known a fake friend like Tim. What's terrifying in the first story, it got overshadowed. At the end, Tim gets covered in some maggots. He lives. My mom listens to the end of the story. It ends, and she was listening to it with me. I went to move on to the next story. She was like, that's it? That's it? It's over? That's it. It was all of this build-up to a guy getting coated in maggots, which was a little disgusting. There's like gross out stuff. In Toothache, there's a centipede in a guy's tooth living under his gums. Tooth rotted, centipede got in, been living in there. That's the source of his toothache. That's the thing. Third story I read was Skin Soup, which I was kind of a little excited about. I was reading it. It felt really realistic to me. I could imagine people legitimately, because I know people get addicted to human flesh. A chef consistently putting his skin in the soup is going to cause an addiction. You should just let people leave unhappy. You should tell them to leave at a certain point, tell them that they're not going to be happy, cop their fucking meal, send them the fuck away. You do not allow people at a certain point to develop a taste for human flesh. Humans are a little bit too likely to develop cannibalistic tendencies if you look back at Homo and Tesser. That's kind of a thing that we do. You do, mortals. Foolish humans. I was just thinking about it a lot. His stories are terrifying. I didn't know I needed to worry about centipedes trying to crawl up my nose. A fun fact at the end, I love Andy's art. Andy's art is amazing. That, it does capture the original art of the More Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark series. I think what it highlighted was the reason that I never hear about these other stories, the reason that I started to think whenever I saw the Twisted Tales to Tell in the Night series and thought that it had to have been a Temu knockoff instead of a real published book, was because the original author of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, he did a fantastic job scaring the shit out of people in a way that other works aren't able to do, certainly in the few amount of words that he did do it. Nightmare Soup is still really, really great. It's still really, really fun. I'm still happy that I'm going to own all of it physically. I need everyone to see stories like that and understand they are not going to scratch that itch that will never be scratched again because the author is dead. and has been since the 90s. I wanted to get that over with. I really think it's still good. It's just not what I was expecting. I guess that's why this is a first impressions instead of a review, because I realized it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I think in some ways it wanted to be that. I don't think it was ever going to be. I think it doesn't read with enough relatability to even have suspense. It definitely reads like someone who has passion. The execution is maybe the point that isn't working. They are a wordy person who really loves these visuals, who really loves these weird facts, who is coming at these stories from a place of trauma and stuff like that. You can tell it in the characters that he writes. Again, these are character stories. That's the thing. They are more character stories. You leave knowing about characters in a way that you don't really leave the original scary stories. The original scary stories, really fun. They are. They have a monster. The monster is what's supposed to stay in your head, the horror element. What stays in your head about these stories is the realism. It's the fact that we've all had a fake friend like Tim. It's the fact that we have all allowed ourselves to be in pain because of a toothache, scared about what it could be, or just trying to say, well, it's probably just this, and not going and getting it checked out because we don't want the lecture about our unhealthy habit. It's we've all known people who they are mean to servers, they are cruel, you want to get back at them. At the end of the day, they just want to eat you alive. It's terrible. What's terrifying about these stories is the fact that I am sitting there and I know that people like these exist. That this is a situation that you can easily get yourself into. Is it a little bit fantastical? A little bit. It's only pushing what's already there. There's not really any supernaturalness. The terrifying aspect is that it's not that different from the world we already live in. I think that that's a unique perspective. If you're expecting to have a ghost lady come down and ask for her coins that this cheap-ass man took off her fucking dead body's eyes, you're not gonna get that. That's what needs to be said at the end of the day.